Hello viewers, good evening and welcome to Let's Talk About. Let's Talk About is a show where we discuss issues that bother us as Christians, and today we have a very interesting topic for you. Kingdom entrepreneurship. Building businesses that fulfill God's purpose. It's all about God's purpose here on this program. And today we have a wonderful guest with us, Mr. Kojo Nunu, who is a church member and entrepreneur. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yes, and I'm your host, Kelvin George Hansen. Well, you can interact with us. You can share your comments with us, your interactions, your questions on our Trinity platforms, both on Facebook and YouTube. That's Trinity United Church, Facebook and YouTube. And you can also send a WhatsApp to us on 050-157-9996. 050-157-9996. So we'll be hoping to hear from you during the program. Mr. Nunu.
Yes, sir.
Good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So today we are talking about entrepreneurship. Some people know you as an entrepreneur. Some people have no idea that you're an entrepreneur. But before we start talking about your story, can you please tell us who is an entrepreneur? What is entrepreneurship?
Okay. Thank you. First, let me say thank you for inviting me to this program.
Yes.
And then secondly, also to mention that I was supposed to be here with, I think the invitation was for myself and then
your wife, yes.
My wife,
yes,
Mrs. Nunu. Unfortunately, she's out of the country, so she's unable to join us for this conversation. Yes. And she's asked me to stand in for her.
The two may be one, so
I know.
You are one.
So if you see me here, it's not only me. Yes. Okay. So what is entrepreneurship?
Okay.
But I think yes, we can look at it from the definition point, and then also we can also look at it from the practical end of it. So I would want us to look at it from a workable definition.
Okay.
So it's like entrepreneurship is the process of starting a business or an enterprise, for that matter, and basically with the motive of making profit. But you must take risk.
Oh.
So there's the financial risk bit, and then there's the profit motive. Now you do this by solving a problem, or what's the name? Picking an opportunity, and then you offering value, and that value is what makes you the money. And once you're able to make enough money over and above the cost of providing that service or that solution or problem, then you're making profit. So that is entrepreneurship.
So I can remember a few keywords.
Yes.
It's a process of starting an enterprise.
Yes.
For profit.
Yes.
And that is done by taking advantage of opportunities or trying to solve a problem.
Precisely.
Offering value.
Yes.
So you are saying there has to be profit is necessary for it to be an
yes.
There has to be value created.
Absolutely.
And there has to be a solution given.
That's it.
Yes.
So it's like you identifying a problem, and then saying that, okay, this is the solution that I'm going to give to this problem. And the process of setting up that whole solution is the enterprise.
Okay.
Yes. Now you're not doing it as charity.
Yes.
You are doing it with the intention of making profit.
Profits. Yes.
And so, yes, whatever you're doing at the end of the day must be able to be measured in monetary terms. And so you measure, okay, what is coming in against what is going out, and then that gives you the profit.
Okay. So in the end, it's all about making money. If it's not making money, it's a charity.
Precisely.
Okay.
Or so we have something. I mean, there are various types of entrepreneurship. The new one is social enterprise.
Oh yes, I've heard of
Yes,
that.
but basically, entrepreneurship is about
making money.
Okay. Yes.
Remember, you said
solving problems to make money.
Solving problems to make money.
Yes.
So if you are not solving a problem, you're making money, you're a thief.
I didn't say that. But basically, okay, so if you're not solving problems and you're making money, then you're engaged maybe, what do you call it, betting or all of those, lottery and stuff like that.
Okay. Yes. Yes. There's a word you've used a few times, process.
Yes.
So before talking to you, I would have thought it was just maybe an action, but I should say it's a process. I mean, it's an ongoing.
Absolutely.
It's not just after type of business, I've registered it, that's it. The whole process of running it
Yeah,
is all
continuously.
entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Interesting.
Ensuring that, yes, whatever you are set up stays in motion and continues to deliver the value or the solution to the problem. Then you are talking of entrepreneurship.
So when somebody opens a store and just leaves the store, it's not entrepreneurship.
No. It can't run itself.
Yeah.
It takes people to run it. Yes, and it's a tough one to keep it going. Starting is easy, but keeping it going
It's a challenge.
and ensuring that, yes, there's value delivered is a real challenge that we contend with on a daily basis.
Amen.
Yes.
So I want to ask, entrepreneurship, is it a learned skill or is it a calling? Are there people who have that calling? For example, God gave them the talent to entrepreneurs, or is it something that people have to learn to become? And where will you place yourself there in these two categories?
It's a tough one because if I think it's a combination. I would call it, in my case, I would say it's a combination. Okay. What I mean by it's a combination is that, yes, you sometimes have an inclination towards something. It's like you find yourself doing certain things that really, it comes natural.
Yeah.
I would say that is a calling.
Yeah.
But then there are certain fundamentals also that you need to get right. And that's the theory bit and stuff like that. And then the experience bit, not just the theory, but the experience also. And so, yes, in as much as you have that inclination, you would have to pursue that further with knowledge and then also experience. So I would say it's a combination of it. It's not just
the one person have the talent, so I'm just doing it. You need to learn it.
You may have a talent, but you cannot. You would need an entrepreneur to manage that talent.
Okay, so like a mentor to develop you.
Not necessarily. If you have the talent, yes. What would you call a talent? I think.
Somebody is just good at music. Like
yes.
One of the gifts of music.
But that wouldn't necessarily make you an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You could have the talent of being a very good singer or something, but you need somebody to manage that.
Okay, so you have the talent to maybe sell things, but that's different from being a great entrepreneur.
Yes, because it involves more than just one particular skill.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a gamut of skills that put together. You wear different hats at different times.
Okay.
As an entrepreneur, you are everything in one. At any point in time, you are everything in one, and so it's not just one particular talent or something like that, but it's a gamut of things put together. Yes.
All right. So let's talk about you. Let's come to you.
Yes.
What got you into entrepreneurship? What got you into your first? What was your first business, and what got you into that?
Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Yeah. So, after school, I joined the Bank of Ghana, and I worked with the Bank of Ghana for 10 years.
Okay.
And when I finished, in fact, before I finished, I think I went abroad to pursue a course in finance. And whilst there, as part of this inclination that I mentioned, I joined the Princess Trust.
Princess Trust.
Princess Trust is a trust set up by the then Prince Charles.
Okay, that's
for
King Charles now.
Yes, King Charles.
Okay.
For supporting young entrepreneurs in the UK. And I joined them to mentor, that is provide financial services to on voluntary basis to young businesses. And so that affinity has always been there, to help
enterprising desire.
Precisely. Associating with them and all of that. Yeah. And for me, that was one starting point that I can remember back that, got me going. So that is where it all, I mean, that interest
Began.
was strong, but it didn't end there. I mean, coming back to Ghana, I was helping other small businesses and stuff like that. In fact, people, so like you mentioned, I had friends who were into music and whatnot, and then I'll help them with their books or help them file their taxes and stuff like that. So these small things, or was bringing up some enterprising activity in me. So I would say yes, this is where the interest was garnered. But when it comes to starting business itself, whilst working, I mean, it occurred to me that, look, myself and my wife, we are two independent economic entities. I mean, by way of ability to take care of the home. And so I just, broached the subject to her that, listen, we need to set up something that will, we can invest in. We can, I mean, from the monies that we are earning at this early stage of our life, can we set up something to channel our investment? And yes, she agreed. So we set up a company. We said, no, let's set up a vehicle that we can use to address this need. So we set up a company called GKV Investments, and GKV is grace. I mean, I felt that all my life has been grace. God has been good to me. So I said, grace first, or God, referring to God first, and then the K is Kujo, and then the V is Vesta, and then it's investment. So it was just a vehicle set up in 2013 just to serve as an avenue for us to channel our investments. So that is how come we set up that one. But we didn't have any business idea in mind. All that while we're thinking about it. And then one time, I think I was in Nigeria. No, yes, I was in Nigeria, and a friend introduced me to coconut oil. I'd been diagnosed with diabetes in my early life, and I've been looking for solutions here and there. And then a friend said, okay, try coconut oil as a supplement. It can help stabilize your sugars. And I did. Wow. I took it for like 2-3 months, and I realized that, yes, my sugars were
reducing.
Yeah, were stable. I said, is this really what it is? So I decided to research a bit more into it, going on the net, reading about it and all of that. And the more I read, the more I realized that, yes, it looks like there's some health benefits here. So immediately I said, what is here? The initial idea was totally not business. As a result of contracting diabetes, I'd been fighting the disease in my own way. And one of the ways I wanted to fight the disease was to tell young people, especially those who were coming after me, that, listen, try and then eat well or have a good lifestyle so that you can avoid diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, and all of those things.
And carrying the flag for healthy lifestyle.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, my point was, okay, me, I've been diagnosed with it, but what of those coming?
Yeah.
Can they prevent it, or can they avoid it, because it's avoidable? And so I said, okay, fine, I would just go about, set up a blog, and disseminate information, get young people, fine, live your lifestyle. I mean, at your prime, enjoy life, but be cautious with what you do with your life. And eating or food is a key part of our lifestyle.
So you had a blog for all that?
The idea was to set it up, but now we have the blog.
Okay.
But before then, that was the initial idea.
Okay, yeah.
Set up this blog and get young people, informed about such lifestyle. Now, when you talk of food, I realized that in Ghana, or in Africa in particular, we cook a lot with oil.
Oh, yes.
Oil is a base for cooking. And so I said, and reading about it, I realized that yes, most of these oils are really harmful to us. And knowing that yes, coconut oil, from the little I had read, coconut oil being a good, healthy choice, I said, if that's the case, then they should, if you have to eat fat, eat it in moderation. And the fat that you eat, choose coconut oil. That was the basis.
That was the initial
That
understanding,
was
initial
the basis.
intention.
Yes.
Okay.
But then, just about that time, I looked around and said, the coconut oils that we have around, oh, really, if you go and tell these young people that they should eat coconut oil, and the smell,
Yeah, that smell, yeah.
and, it's not right, because myself, I was rejecting it.
Yeah.
And so, yes, how about others? They wouldn't, especially these young people. And then also the way it's packaged. Most of it is poorly packaged. You see some plastic, so funny.
Like made
if
at
you look
home.
at it, and then you say that, oh, it is healthy. That's going to be difficult for somebody to believe. And some apart from that, it's not easily accessible to these young people, because they don't go to the market and whatnot where it is found under the table or in some store somewhere. They go to places like ShopRite, Malcolm, and all of these places. So it was like, if you go about telling young people that they should eat coconut oil as their fat, as part of their healthy lifestyle, and they cannot get the right quality, well packaged, and then availability, at the right place, what would you have done? You would have just created a need.
Yes, that they have no answer to.
That's it. And that was when it struck. So I told my wife, man, this is a business opportunity. Let's chance upon it.
And which year was this?
That was 2015.
2015, okay.
That was 2015.
Okay.
So let's chance on it. And that is, here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. Did you pray about it? When you got it, did you take it to prayer?
I wouldn't say I prayed about it. No. I wouldn't say, I don't think I was prayerful enough. I was just carrying on with business as usual.
Yeah.
But one thing I remember, that in 2015, I actually went to India as part of my research. I got to know that India was the third largest producer of coconut and coconut business in general. And most of the equipment also were made in India. And we're in the process of trying to set up. So trying to get the equipment and stuff like
a
that.
factory for...
Yes, to process it.
Okay.
I decided to go to India to learn a bit more about it. So like I mentioned, the knowledge.
Yeah, research.
Yes, to learn a bit more about it on first-hand basis, and then also use the opportunity to source for equipment. And I quite remember I was flying from one state to another in India. All of a sudden, something just came upon me, some sobering. I was sitting in a cab to the airport, and I just felt this sobering atmosphere, all around me, and I went into prayer.
Okay.
Yeah, I prayed, even weeping.
Wow.
And then I didn't understand. I didn't know what was happening. I even called my wife and then virtually to tell her, as if I go, I may not come back.
This is the end.
But that is the only time that, yes, I remember praying at the beginning of it all, in connection with the project. But seriously, I would say that no, I was not intentional about prayer.
Okay. But you decide to move ahead with the business, to set up.
These things, when they come,
Yeah.
they knock.
Yeah.
Until you get it out of your chest, you don't stop.
Yeah.
You dream about it, you eat about it. Every moment is all that. I remember crunching numbers, looking at it and then telling myself, look how rich I was going to be, all of
Forbes
that.
list.
And then from time to time, I'll show it to my wife, and then she'll just be laughing. But all it consumes you. I think that's the point I want to make.
Yes.
the idea consumes you to the point that, yes, you cannot stop.
Yes, you have to keep going.
You just keep going. Prayer or no prayer.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just happening.
How did you fund it?
Sorry?
How did you fund this?
How did we fund it?
Yes, initially.
Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, I think both of us, yes, we had some savings.
Okay.
We had been, and then the moment the idea came, I became even more conscious about it and then decided to save extra. And so whatever monies we were earning, was being put away, for the investment.
Share capital. Yeah.
Yes. So we did that, and we felt that with the little that we had saved, we could start something. And so that's how we're going to start a business. But before long, I remember, and I remember one of our members. Today I'm saying it without mentioning names. Yeah, he actually came to visit me in Nigeria. I was in Nigeria then. Came to visit me, and in conversation, I was busy on my laptop working out the business plan, and then looking at the numbers and all of that. And he came, he was lodging with me. We chatted, and he said, "So what's up? What am I up to?" And I said, "Well, I'm putting together this. This is the next phase of my life." I said, "Really? Well, that's exciting." Then he goes, "Charlie Kojo, I would want to be a part of this."
Really? Yeah.
So, and, I quite remember I said, "Me, I don't want any pressure. I have to go at my own pace. I don't want any disturbance, So I was virtually rejecting it.
Yeah.
But he pursued me. He actually pursued. And I quite remember one Sunday after church, he chasing us to the house to come have further discussions and whatnot. And before long, he
joined you.
So I discussed it with my wife, and then it was like, okay, what do we offer him? Because it looks like he's not getting off my back any sooner. So what do we offer him? So then it was like, okay, let's give him 10%, and we value the 10%, in our own estimation, and then we offered it to him. You won't believe it. I think he brought about 3 times that money.
Really?
Yes. And this person is, let me give you a twist to this. This is somebody that I worked closely with in the church. Serving in the church, until you see here. And a few things that one had done, in the church and stuff, like working closely with him. I think he had developed, we had developed a relationship, and then there was trust. Okay. And so when we talk of the funding, there was social capital.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's
very powerful.
That is the angle I want to place out here.
Yeah.
That, yes, sometimes, you are doing certain things, or you're serving in the house of God. You think nobody's watching. There's somebody watching.
Yeah.
And how diligent you serve is, it's the value you are creating.
Yeah.
You are creating value in yourself. And with that, somebody looks at you and has confidence in you or has trust in you to want to invest in you. Because like I said, I didn't go asking him.
Yes.
But he said, "No, I want to be on board. Kojo, if this is what you want to do or whatever you want to do, I want to be part of it." It's because he had interacted with me or he had related with me and had seen that, yes, this is somebody I could entrust my little investment with. And so he brought in funds which then escalated the project.
Faster than you expected.
Precisely. And the scope of the project increased.
Yeah.
And yes, along the line too, another one, still from this church, also from the same kind of relationship, also came in, and then when we were dry, also came in to support. That is, for me, that's the goodness of God.
That's a good testimony.
Yes, and again, I say that, yes, it's what, this is social capital that you can leverage on for investment in your business, especially as young entrepreneurs. Yeah. So please, young people coming up, let's be diligent and more diligent with the things of God.
Yes. Okay, so we're going for a short break. Yes, viewers, I hope you have paid attention. I hope you've learned a lot. I'll take the social capital from this first part. It's intangible, but it's very powerful. Because someone who trusts you is very, very powerful and can actually help you more than you even think.
You're right.
So I hope that we have more questions coming up. We have more contributions to bring. Please stay tuned. We'll be going for a short break. We'll be back shortly.
With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians.
That's Trinity United Church Legon. Trinity United Church Legon, both on Facebook and YouTube. Or on our WhatsApp number, that's 050-157-9996. 050-157-9996. Yes, welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. So our last conversation was about the social capital.
Yep.
Well, let's come now to the actual capital, cash. Cash is king, that's what people say.
I know.
Yes.
It's true.
So I want to know your perspective. Bank loans or private investors? Which do you prefer? What do you think about those two sources of capital?
Okay. And so, as an entrepreneur, you run a lot of risk. I mean, whatever you are setting up has a 50% chance of surviving. And I think statistics shows that more than 80% of businesses that are started fail.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the source of capital is really, really critical. If you don't source right, you could have your fingers badly bent and leave you with unnecessary pressures and stress. And so for me, yes, as an entrepreneur, like I said, it's more your own little savings to start with. Show something and look at approaching friends and family
Okay.
to support you. I wouldn't advise that, yes, your initial thing is to go to the bank, especially the commercial bank. Yes, there are certain financial institutions that are set up, to support young people, and most of these are even government programs,
Funds, yeah.
and then other development partners, which target first-timers or startups. Yeah. And so, yes, you can tap into those kind of funding, which comes with no interest, and in fact, they are largely grants.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay back, but you just have to meet the conditions of the grants and stuff like that. So yes, your own little investments, you must have your skin in the business, because if you believe in an idea, it's not dependent on money from anywhere. You would move it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so one is your money, and then secondly, you can call on friends and family as the first point of call, and then look for other sources of funds which are not repayable, grants in particular, to start your business. So I would say that's where you should start from.
Instead of going for the business loans from the banks.
No. It's not advisable to do that. The idea is dream big, start small. Once you've shown, once you've started, you begin to gain experience, and then also build some track record, with which, yes, you can even tell what your potential is. That is what the business potential is, the profits or the cash flows that are going to come out of it before you can, because banks do not give loans on the back of an idea. They give loans on the back of cash flows. And so, yes, you must show something. And that's something that you're going to show. You must be very comfortable. You must have that good headroom, especially in our environment that have high interest rates. You must have a good headroom for you to say that, yes, this is, I can take a bank loan on this to run with it. Because if it is that close, if anything happens to the business, and business is, there's a lot of uncertainty with business. So if should anything go wrong with it, and then immediately you're saddled with repayments that you cannot handle, and that the pressures of it, please, you don't want to think about it. The banks, they smile, but
they're
when it comes to their loans,
they come for their money.
They're different breed. So please,
I've heard of so many startups that go for venture capitalists and those things. You just go there thinking that it's free money.
No, it's
until they come calling, and then they're in trouble.
Yes.
That's much.
And it's good that you take advice on from people who are in that space to be able to take the right decisions. Yes. Otherwise, you could have your fingers badly bent.
Yes. So, I can come to you for advice.
Sure, why not? Yes. I'll be happy to support.
Hallelujah. All right, so let's talk about you've got a business running. 2015, you come up with the idea.
Yes.
You've got some people funding you. You got your money into it. You've done your research. You've traveled. Now it's time to market it. How did you do it?
How did we do it? Okay. So, yes, we first started off with some dipstick research. To speaking to people about the potential of the idea. And we got a lot of good feedback.
That's before any product has been made.
Yes. Okay. That what would you think of this? What would you think of, such a product coming out? And they give us good feedback that yes, it's something that yes, they'll be happy to patronize. And so that was the starting point, and that is what we used to actually put together our business plan as part of it. And then also we looked at what was going on with what was already on the market. And we thought that, yes, if this is happening, I mean, it meant that there was an existing market.
Before,
And
yes.
if we came in with the right solution, we will be able to turn the tables in our favor. And so that was the starting point of it. Now, when it comes to the sales itself, we found comfortable space. Comfortable space being the church.
Yes.
I remember showing it to a few friends here and stuff like that. Then they were all very excited seeing the product. And up to now, some of them are still distributing the product or patronizing the product here in the church. We also seized the opportunity to, gift some to like Mother's Day and stuff like that, all as part of exposing the product to
Sending the word out.
exactly. And so, yes, there was a lot of sampling. And then we also patronized a lot of these fairs, the local fairs around.
Okay.
Yes, attending these fairs, not just sampling the product, but also showcasing the product. And then we took to social media. That is, I mean,
That's what we do.
yes. So that is how we marketed the product.
So I can see a mix of traditional and modern techniques in your
Absolutely.
marketing.
Absolutely.
I think most people now of late go the easy route. Let me just put on social media, maybe something will happen. But you actually went for first. You listened for opportunities where people might hear about this, and you went.
Yeah, no, maybe it's because of my background, you see. So that's what I'm saying, that it's a mix of the two.
Yeah.
It's not just your gut feel and whatnot, but yeah, it's a bit of knowledge and then a bit of experience, all in the cocktail to drive your entrepreneurship.
Well, by God's grace, now you're getting customers.
Grace has been sufficient. Grace has been sufficient.
Thank God
Yes.
for that. Yes. So now, human beings are not perfect.
Yes.
Human beings are not perfect. So now you even got a few customers. Have you dealt with what we call challenging customers, difficult customers, and how did you go about that?
Interesting question. And one particular customer, in fact, I don't want to mention this, but one particular customer comes to mind, a well-known brand, and you are expecting them to pay within. I mean, they take the products, yes, they are selling and all of that, so you expect them to pay within a certain credit period. But then it turns out that yes, instead of, let's say, 60 days, it turns out to be like 5 months. I mean, how do you deal with such a situation? Yes. And
That's a
really,
terrible.
yes. And sometimes because of their muscle or their weight
Yes.
against you, it's difficult to really hit them on their head.
Yeah.
And so, yes, how did we do it? First, we ceased. I mean, at the point, we cut supplies to them. In fact, it was not just the wish, but we had been stretched. 5 months was quite a long time. And so we had been stretched. And so, yes, we decided that no, we are not supplying them any longer. Rather, we would look at more of those who are doing cash. Cash
Instant payments.
kind of thing. So we try to dilute their influence by shifting. I mean, looking for new customers who would pay cash or who would pay within the credit period and stuff like that. We also engaged them. We actually went to them, had conversations, meetings upon meetings with them, to try and let them see where we are coming from and the drain that is on us. So it's a mix of things that we've used to work with the customer. Because yes, they are an important customer as that, but it hasn't stopped us from also looking for other avenues of selling, including online sales. And online normally is cash.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what we've tried to do.
And how is that growing the online side of the business?
Sorry. No, I think we haven't taken full advantage of the online space, and it's something that yes, we are pushing. But I think again, our direction is changing more to export and bulk business than
Business, okay.
the retail. Yes, we will keep at the retail, but our push now is to do
International.
more of export. Yes.
Okay. Right. So even though they are challenging, you still have to work with them. You have to find a balance.
You have to dine with them.
Yeah, yes.
You have to dine with them.
Yes, sir.
It's a way of managing them. Like I said, it's a mix of things and stuff like that. And even the quantities that, yes, we send to them has come down.
Come down. Okay.
Yes. Because like I said, we've tried to diversify.
Yes. So they're less of a
the-
liability now.
That's it.
Okay, that's it. Right. So customer service, what's your customer service principle, if I should say? Some people say the customer is always right or always try to please the customer. I have my perspective on them. I want to know how do you approach your customer service in general?
I think it's respect.
Respect.
For the customer. Because, yes, they are the people who put bread on the table, or they pay for it.
Yeah.
So you got to treat them with a lot of respect. You don't, and it doesn't mean that you have to kowtow to them and whatnot, but you have to be a listening business.
Yeah.
And so, yes, when you get feedback, don't treat it with contempt, but rather look into it and then address it where necessary. And be proactive by way of communication. Communicate ahead,
Okay.
to, should I say, take away any cobwebs or any potential challenges or conflicts that may come. If you are proactive with them, they tend to appreciate it, and then they work with it by way of the information that you have shared with it. They may not like it, but the fact that they know
It's better.
it helps them with their decision making, and so they don't come hitting hard on you that, but you didn't tell me this, you didn't tell me that, kind of thing.
So you are saying instead of hiding the problems that people prefer to don't tell them, you are actually saying be open with them.
Yeah, be open with them.
Okay.
Be open with them. I mean, see them as a partner, and then work with them.
You see them as a partner.
Yeah, see them as a partner of your business, in fact, the critical partner of your business, and then work with them.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. So now your business. What's the name of your business again?
It's GKV Foods.
GKV Foods. Okay, GKV.
It was GKV Investment, and we realized that yes, scammers were the fact that it was investment.
Business.
Scammers were hitting at us online and stuff like that. So yes, we had a name change, and I think also it was to reflect the business direction. We are more into healthy foods, and so yes, we thought that yes, let's give it a specific name, so that when people go online, they say investment. Are they giving out loans? Or they are collecting people's monies to make investments and stuff like that.
Nowadays, feel like everybody's trying to scam someone.
I know. It's that bad. So yes, we changed the name to GKB Foods Limited.
And the product is Ava.
Yes, the brand is Ava.
Okay.
The brand is Ava, and that's what we've been running.
So how do you do standards? So now you've entered a market that was already existing, coconut oil. How do you do now stand out in this market to separate yourself?
Okay, so we looked at our customers or consumers for that matter. Okay. And like I said earlier, the target was the young people, up and coming, technocrats, white collar jobs and stuff like that. And we said, okay, these people, what would they like? Definitely not the plastic, that looked, overburdened or whatever it is, So, and also we tied it up with the characteristics of the product by way of, okay, this is a product that is supposed to be a health product. And so it's supposed to give you health, benefits. We also looked at, okay, other products that we felt like olive oil. And then we said that if you look at the characteristics of coconut oil and look at that of olive oil from research, in some strides even, or in some aspects, coconut oil was ahead of.
Okay, more healthier than olive oil.
Not just healthier, but even other characteristics, including the aroma.
Aroma, yeah.
Olive oil is bland.
Yeah.
But at least coconut oil has aroma, and people buy coconut, especially abroad. They buy it because of the aroma.
Yeah.
And so, with all of that together, then we said, how do we brand the product that, yes, the consumer would be willing to take it? And so we looked at the packaging. If it's as good as olive oil, then it must also look and feel like it. And not only that, yes, we are looking at this young up and coming technocrats. They are not going to touch products that are not the same. So we
Flimsy
said,
products.
package it well so that, yes, they will feel confident that when you tell them that it's a healthy product, they would feel confident to use the product, and even move it from the back of the kitchen to the dining table. Feel confident that this is my oil. I am happy to use it to generate consumption.
So hiding it at the back of the cabinet.
Precisely. So all of that informed the decision of the packaging. To make sure that, yes, people or the consumers, the target market, will be able to identify with the product and feel proud handling it. I remember giving it to somebody, and then the person said, "Hey, is it wine? Oh, this weekend is my birthday.
It is a nice package. I'll attest to that.
So that's what, and for me, that is what stood us out. And I remember one, should I say, one known politician's wife, talking to my wife in faraway Kenya on a flight, and then she goes, "Oh no, my wife told her that, yes, we do coconut oil." I say, "Hang on, let me guess. Is it the one in the green bottle?" So that is a standing out.
Yes.
That is what made us stand out.
She associated.
Absolutely. So, like, I'm sure now in people's minds, just like her, she knows that there's a coconut, a particular brand which is in that green bottle, which is the A1. Yes.
A1. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Right. So if you're supposed to look over your journey as a businessman, are there any major challenges, especially in the JKV Foods?
JKV,
yes. Since you established this, is there a major challenge you faced that could have shaken the business or could have even ended it? And how did you overcome it?
Nowadays, plenty. We are still facing it. It's an everyday life, but I think that is life itself, and beyond that is the in business, and especially this side of our world, it is pretty challenging for businesses. You can look at it from the regulatory point of view, and even for the mindset of the Ghanaian.
Yeah.
I believe, in my little experience, I see that the Ghanaian is hostile to people who are entrepreneurs.
They're hostile to entrepreneurs.
Yes, they're hostile to entrepreneurs. I mean, you take people like, I don't want to mention any regulatory bodies, but all of them are the same. I mean, it's more like, look at him, he wants to make money, kind of thing. So, they come, instead of being, let's say, providing a service, is more like, we are going to show him where power lies, kind of thing. Sometimes people come to your office and they come with, like a sledgehammer. Yes. But before they are leaving, then they are humbled.
Come with to intimidate you.
Kind of thing. So that is from that angle. And then also the lack of finance. I know it's belabored, but at a point, yes, you need to scale up and all of those things. And then, yes, you need to get that push.
Injection of cash.
Precisely. And one of the things that, yes, one has to deal with is when it's mid-month, then you say, yes, in 2 weeks, then you're paying salaries. Get ready. But I think in all of this, I would say that, yes, God has been good. He's come through every step of the way, So, yes, the challenges, we live with it, and we deal with it on a daily basis. And I thank God for my team. The other stakeholders who have supported, including the board and all of that, to be able to handle these challenges.
Yeah. Well, we have a few comments that have come in. One from Daniel. He says, Mr. Nunu has been an inspiration to many including the young ones. So you're an inspiration. Many people are looking up to you.
Thank you.
God bless and may you carry
God
on.
bless you too.
Yes. Yes. And someone saying that yes, the aroma is good and great in boiled rice. Hey.
And one more.
And one more. Wow.
Yes.
I may try that one time.
Please do. And you come back.
That is from Nana Oyenete.
Oh, okay, yes. I don't, I'm not surprised. yeah.
All right. So, as a Christian, in the introduction, you were saying building businesses that fulfill God's purpose. Yes. Along the line, wherever God's purpose is, the devil comes in.
Okay.
So, have you ever met any temptations? Have there been temptations that you feel like, okay, it was very close for you to have given in. That would have probably helped your business, but the fact that you held on to God prevented you from going that side.
I may not be able to give a specific example, but they come on a daily basis. I mean, the temptations, they are with us on a daily basis. Yeah. But I think it's where you stand in your Christian life. I think that is what really matters. As I was thinking about this, and then I said, Brahamond of blessed memory used to say that, yes, Christian conduct flows naturally.
Flows naturally.
Yes, Christian conduct.
So it's not a force, it's a natural behavior.
Yeah. And it comes from it's like your Christianity must be everywhere. It is not just in the church or when you are amongst Christians, but in your business on a daily basis. It starts with you starting the day with Him. It is not about you. And the business that you're building, like your heading says, is for God's purpose. And what is God's purpose? It's for the glorification of God. And so right from that angle, whatever you're doing, you should place it that it must bring glory to God. And so if you're going to do a shady deal, will that bring glory to God? Those are the questions that you ask yourself. And then also, if you believe that, yes, this business is built or is being built by God for His glory, then your stresses go down because you know He's in charge. He is in control.
It's not about you.
He is running the business and it is not about you. And in the nick of time, He will come through. And so everything that you do, whether people are there or not, it is for His glory. And you must. That is where you should direct it. And your lifestyle itself amongst your team should evangelize your workers. And if not just your lifestyle, but you seize the opportunity, the way you conduct the business, people should see Christ in that business. Yeah. And speak to people about it also. Use it as an opportunity to engage people. I mean, your staff. Do they believe in God? Kind of thing.
So it's a form, you see it as a form of evangelism.
Everything. And the way you relate to people. Let Christ be seen in you. That He may be glorified.
I really like this statement. I was about to actually ask what's the business person's role is in the kingdom of God, but you've clearly answered that ahead of time. We have another comment from Auntie Vida. She says, Eva coconut oil is just super. Hey, compliments.
I know.
It is very tasty.
Thank
it's interesting listening to the genesis of the company. So many people didn't even know how this all started. She says, thank you for the brilliant tips, Kojo.
Thank you.
So finally, people are now seeing the genesis of this wonderful product.
Thank you.
Yes. So we're about to end. Can you please share a few words with our viewers, young entrepreneurs, or if you could go back in time to talk to yourself a few years ago, what would you tell yourself? What can you do for us?
Let me tell you something interesting. When I was in the Bank of Ghana, I had a boss who was very, very, like Ojashos.
On fire.
And then he would catch me to his office and then be preaching me small. And then you know what I would say? Oh, you say you've lived your life. You
chop life finish.
Let me also go and chop life small, find money, and then when I finish, I'll come and serve God. Recently I was there reflecting, on the past, and then these things came to mind, and it was like I had placed it the wrong way. You know what I mean by I'd placed it the wrong way. I'd gone into business primarily to make money. I mean, kind of thing and stuff like that. And so money was first before God. Money was first before God. And so, but along the line, it didn't work that way. It's rather God first. That's why he says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness.
Yes.
And all other things shall be added unto you. You know, so it's God first. It's not money first. Don't go and look for money all over and then come and look for God. No. God doesn't need your money. Look for God first, and he would give you the strength to make wealth. And so I would want to tell all young people that, yes, especially those who want to go into business, please let God lead. By that, seek his face on the idea even. And once he clears you, once he has sent you, just like he says what, I have called, or another part of the Bible, I think.
Yes, I think for the year, called out, sent out.
Yes, once there's a calling, he makes the provision.
Yes.
Okay, and so seek his face and hear that voice, hear that calling. And once you hear that calling, he will make a way where there seems to be no way. And just trust him. Is it Exodus, I think 31:3. It says, I have called Bezalel.
Yes.
You know, and I have given him, it says, I've given him my spirit. That's the start. My spirit. And then he says what? I have also given him the ability, and then the intellect, the knowledge, and the craftsmanship to design and work out. So you see, it's a process.
Yes, spirit's best.
So it's he who calls and then gives you this. He gives you his spirit and then gives you these abilities to be able to do what? Design. In my case, I say devise strategies and execute them.
For the glory of God.
Yes, for the glory of God. So this is what I'll leave with young people. Seek God first before the business idea even. And he will make it easier for you. Less stress. And make it stress-free for you.
No stress.
Otherwise, you struggle.
Stress is already plenty.
I'm telling you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Nunu.
Thank you for having me.
And viewers, thank you so much for being with us this evening. I hope you've learned a lot. His last words were, seek God first. Seek his voice. Seek his direction. Seek his spirit.
Yeah.
I know the money, we want the money, but
him first.
God first. God first.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a wonderful time on Let's Talk About. Have a good night. See you next week.